Marr in their purple strips, all purple, yellow trim. Hawick in their traditional green, of course. And here we go. Bickerstaff gets it underway. Palmed back by Dalton Redpath and taken in by Stuart Graham. The blindside flanker. Set up the racket and it's been fired out there to Russell Anderson, the hooker. Fraser Rennick injured, of course, but Anderson, a very decent replacement. The ex-Southern Knights man. The first box kick of the afternoon has gone up by Declan Lightfoot. Played well last week up at Glasgow, and that ricocheted off the face of Stuart Graham. So a second touch for him, and Hawick still in possession. Charlie Welsh in playing scrum half, the youngster, but no, the referee is going to bring them back for a touch of crossing. Yeah, whoever comes out on top in the number 8 battle, it could go a long way to determining the outcome of this one, and that's a solid scrum. But Hawick have got a wee bit of a shunt on. It's picked up at the base there, and there's a wee bit of a skirmish off the ball, but Marr in possession, and it's into the hands of Ingles, who's come in from Montgomery today, as their coach said, Kenny Diffendall pre-game, just to add a bit of zip, but the ball has been held on too long as Marr attempted to attack there, and the first penalty of the afternoon is awarded the way of Hawick, and naturally Kirkford has sent that to the touchline, and that's a decent first punt of the afternoon as well, Stuart.
Yeah, that's a great nudge by Kirk, right on the edge of the 22, so it'll give Hawick a really good platform here off the line out. You'd imagine they'll probably go to the maul, have a go at the Marr forwards and try and get another penalty out of it.
So, Anderson, there was a bit of a feint in there. The communication just got a little bit wrong as he attempted to find Stuart Graham in the middle, and Marr have taken what was a free kick, they've taken it quickly, and it's Sturgeon. Sturgeon shows a little bit of footwork, takes him past the first man, and Marr are now maybe 15 metres out with the 22. There looked like a wee bit of crossing in there, but nothing doing, says the referee. So Marr still in possession here. They're up towards the Hawick 10 metre line. It's the first box kick from Marr of the afternoon, and that's gone straight up into the Hawick sky and straight down, and some good acrobatics there by Charlie Welsh it was to palm it back. So Hawick now in possession, albeit back in their own half. Welsh is still holding it on, and he's being dragged by the scruff of his jersey from the Marr players, and it's out to Anderson again from Lightfoot, and Anderson wins the contact. Lightfoot at the bottom of this, again tetchy stuff so far, as you'd imagine. Top V second in what's being played out in front of what's now a decent crowd. Come in the turnstiles and out through the bar, and another box kick from Lightfoot, and again it was palmed back by Charlie Welsh, but there's a little half break on there by Baird, the scrum half, pumping his legs, still going. Now he's at the bottom of that, so Ingles comes in to play scrum half. Bickerstaff, that's Connor Bickerstaff, out to another Marr player. That was Gregor Paxton, but Gregor Paxton's spilled that, and chance goes a begging. That was in the breadbasket. Ball comes in, that's a solid scrum. Just starting to move forward a wee bit though, as the crowd will probably tell you it's Hawick that are nudging it, and the penalty has come the way of Hawick. It's a second penalty conceded, and Stuart, this could be right on the edge of the range for Kirkford potentially.
Yeah, you'd put your house on Kirkford having a go at this, and probably getting the 3 points, to be fair. He's been on great form from the boot all season. Take that back as well.
Yeah, that's the first curse of the commentator for you, Stuart. Don't worry, it happens to the best of us, as Kirkford nudges it down the touchline, and again it's another decent effort by the Premiership's top point scorer this season by quite some distance. Kirkford 153 points, closest to him is Marr's Colin Sturgeon, he's bang on 100. Kirkford added tries to his game this season as well, he's on 7 for the campaign so far. He's already nearly surpassed his points tally for last season, and that lineout's more successful for Hawick, and there's a Callum Rennick's tried to break off the back of the maul and tried to release the pass inside, and that's gone forward. This will give Marr the opportunity to come round the corner, first in the shape of Ben Young, 130th appearance for the Troon men this afternoon, and Connor Bickerstaff, it goes out to Ingles. Scott Bickerstaff cuts in from his wing, double tackle on him, one of which was by Redpath of Hawick. Sturgeon, now there's a flat pass on here and a wee bit of space opening up. Now that's a high looking tackle. It was a flailing arm rather than the tackle by Hawick, and the referee is playing advantage here. So Conor Bickerstaff, it's been lost, but they're going to come back for the flailing arm challenge. This should be meat and drink to Sturgeon as he begins his run up, and he makes no mistake. So first blood to Marr in this one. It's a penalty by Colin Sturgeon. A lot of aerial ping pong happening at the moment. On halfway, Mitchell out to Lee Armstrong. Armstrong draws a couple, feeds it to Graham. Graham's got Jay Linton. Jay Linton bounces off one of the Marr players, almost spilt the ball but managed to gather it back in, and Hawick up to the 22. Linton goes to deck, and that enables Lightfoot to pick it up, but he's well harried by the Marr players there, so he himself has to go to ground. So Lee Armstrong's come in for the scrum half duties. That goes to Connor Sutherland. Connor Sutherland head down again, wins the collision with Ben Johnson. Decent spell of Hawick play here, but there's a counter ruck on by Marr, and the referee seems happy enough with that, and the ball is got lost in a pile of bodies there, but there's an infringement by Hawick, and the penalty goes the way of Marr, and there's a lot of good work in there by Hawick. Stuart, first meaningful carry for Jay Linton, but it's all come to nothing.
Yeah, really good carry by Jay Linton down the touchline, and then they were in a really good position just on the edge of the 15, and unfortunately for Hawick they were just too slow to get the ball away from the base of the ruck, and Marr saw the opportunity, counter-rucked, and have won themselves a penalty to get themselves back probably up towards the halfway again. Yeah,
Scott Bickerstaff it will be to send it towards the touchline, and he's given it a decent old thump there actually. So second or third throw in of the afternoon for Marr, and it's again nice and neat and tidy. Brandon Sweet, the latest to carry up for Marr, the big Zimbabwean prop. Now it's out to Sturgeon. Sturgeon's got Jacobson. Jacobson sells a dummy, then passes it out. Ingles again. Ingles taken by Callum Rennick. Some of the Marr players asking the referee about a slightly high tackle there, but not happening. But here come Marr again. They've recycled possession. Callum Smith, the ex Wigton Sherman, signed in the summer, and that's been spilled by Marr and taken in by a Hawick player. So Hawick now in possession, and it's sent back to Ford, and Marr's players are in retreat here, but Ford sent the kick out on the full, and no, the referee's going to take them back for no advantage. About to be fed by Declan Lightfoot, but Marr with the shunt on that time, so it's picked up at the base by Linton, and now it's out to Lee Armstrong. Lee Armstrong, as he so often does, beats players with footwork, and he finds a rampaging Andrew Mitchell, and Andrew Mitchell's round the last man, up and over the 22, and for the 11th time in 11 games, Andrew Mitchell has scored.
Yeah, really good carry by Lee Armstrong there, and a great offload to Mitchell, and as you say, Mitchell doing what he does best, and rounding the fullback and under the posts. Great
centre partnership work there, wasn't it? It was out of nothing, really. Wonderful play by Lee Armstrong, and that's really what he brings. He does it day in, week in, week out. It's that footwork, that elusive footwork that, just buys him that bit of space.
Yeah, look, he's brought all his experience there from all his years playing here, and then he's got Mitchell on his outside with a bit of youth and a bit of pace and some power, and to be fair on Mitchell, a bit of footwork to round the fullback. So great try for Hawick. Yeah, very good finish by that man Andrew Mitchell, right under the sticks, which, as you'd expect, means that 5 has been turned into 7. Kirk Ford with his first successful kick of the afternoon. Here it comes. Yeah, and they play it safe, go to the front to Sutherland. Sutherland off the top. And now there's a carry on here for Rennick, and Rennick's up and over the gain line. Good strong carry by the Hawick open side, and there's a wee bit of space opened up here for Hawick if they can use it. There are numbers on the near side, but it's been spilled forward there by Lightfoot. So now Marr with a wee bit of space that they can exploit over on the far side. It's Conor Bickerstaff. Bickerstaff with a dummy scissors, kept hold of it, popped it in there and took it on, fed his brother in the end, Scott Bickerstaff. But now it's going to come back to the open side. Ben Johnson scored in the win against Curry a few weeks back down at Fullarton. Now they've got another big forward coming at pace here. That's David Andrew, the ex-Dumfries Saint, but he's been pretty well tackled in the midfield there. Patient play here though from Marr. Ingles again to the other second row, that's Cameron Young. Cameron Young's well tackled though, but they're up and into the Hawick 22 here, Marr.
So Baird, green wall forms across the width of the park. Good tackle on Blair Jardine after he tried to pirouette, and there's Hawick bodies in there, but they've got hand to it, Hawick, and it's been spilled forward, so there's a knock-on advantage being played here. And again, Ali Rogers trucks it up the Marr prop, and it's out the back door to Sturgeon, and Sturgeon's fed. Gregor Paxton the latest to take it to deck. Now it's back in the hands of David Andrew stopped in his tracks by the Hawick defence once again though. Marr back outside the 22, double tackle there. One of the tacklers was Dalton Redpath. The referee's going to bring them back for what looks like another Hawick penalty conceded. Sean Muir's going over for a chat with the referee.
Good first, Sean. Thanks. For me, it was at the same time, and you've not made enough to get low. Yeah. That's 3. Okay. None of them's been any more than a penalty, but that's 3. Right. Okay.
So clear and concise, 3 tackles that are above the sternum. Colin Sturgeon, as he eyes up the posts, begins his run up, strikes it, looks decent from here, straight through the middle, so the deficit is reduced. It's now Hawick 7, Marr 6, a couple of penalties to Colin Sturgeon. 23 minutes of this first half gone. The Hawick try by Andrew Mitchell, 11 for him this season. He's already eclipsed the 9 he scored last season. It's been kicked off and it's been taken in by the number 8 Blair Jardine, just inside the Marr 22. So Marr looking to exit here. Baird looks like he's shaping a kick, the left foot, and he does exactly that. Another high hanging box kick, and it's well taken in there by Jay Linton, and Jay Linton, as he always seems to do, bumps off the first couple of players and sets up a platform for Hawick. And there's a bit of space on this near side. Armstrong again. Armstrong sees a bit of a gap and he's gone through it, and he's up into the 22, Lee Armstrong, and he's stayed on his feet, and that's good support play by one of the Hawick forwards, Callum Rennick. Good clear out as well. So Hawick now numbers on this near side. It's flung out to Charlie Welsh, and with the line at his mercy, 6 metres out, the ball has been spilled. It wasn't the most sympathetic of passes, I would say, in fairness to him, but there was an advantage being played. Marr have conceded a penalty this time. The referee looking for a mark from his assistant. Offside is the call, so they're going to come back, and Hawick will see that. Stuart as a try-scoring opportunity coughed up, I would suggest.
Yeah, that should be 5 points, if not 7. A difficult pass for Charlie Welsh to take, but I think someone of his calibre should be taking that and scoring in the corner.
There'll be one particular tactic employed here, but let's see what happens. The throw-in, first of all, is over the tail, and it's been taken in by a Marr player, so that's come to nothing. It was Ben Johnson of Marr who flopped on it after the overthrow. So Marr now looking to exit from deep inside their own territory. The Hawick chances gone a-begging for now, at least. Marr, they've not picked and gone there. It's not particularly clean. They'll need to think about doing something with it, but they don't need to bother because Hawick have conceded a cheap penalty. And Stuart, you know, you've done a fair bit of head coaching at your time. That's not what a head coach wants to see. That gives Marr the chance just to easily exit.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a tactic by Hawick or not to go to the corner, but they've turned down 2, if not 3 kickable penalties now, and to go to the corner, have a look at them all, and each time it's not come off.
It's going to be a line out as the sun breaks through the clouds on this lovely autumnal day here in the grey old Toon. There's not much grey about it at the moment. Marr have taken that in. It wasn't the cleanest of line outs, but they've managed to keep hold of possession, and there was almost an interception there. Callum Rennick thought about it, but now there's a bit of space for Marr on the near side, but Callum Ingalls takes it back into the heavy traffic. He's been busy so far in this first half, Ingalls. Marr, they're going to recycle this. Not particularly quick possession, but it's back with Connor Bickerstaff. Connor Bickerstaff's well tackled there by Kyle Brunton, not shirking his defensive duties there, and that's all a bit of a guddle by Marr, and they've knocked it on. That's poor play by the men from Fullarton. So Hawick now in possession, and Sean Muir hits it up. A couple of Marr defenders in on him. Now it's out the back door to Charlie Welsh, and Charlie Welsh has fed it out to Kirk Ford. Ford comes back in field. He's stopped in his tracks, so Dalton Redpath takes it off him and straightens. Now out to Nicky Little, and Nicky Little is allowed to get up a head of steam. Back with Lightfoot, Brunton to Callum Rennick again, who's been busy in the last 10 minutes. Back with Brunton. Now it's with Stuart Graham, the ever industrious Stuart Graham. Jay Linton's in there to support and help secure the ball. There's Marr player in over that, and that for all the world looks like a penalty, but no, play is going to continue, and Sean Muir again wins a collision, and it's back with Brunton. Brunton's got Nicky Little charging up in the midfield, back with Brunton. Brunton's put a little grubble over the top, and it's on for Hawick here, and it bounces the rugby ball, evades them, taken in by a Marr player. I think that was a captain's innings by Connor Bickerstaff. If that had bounced the other way, it was into Andrew Mitchell's breadbasket, and he was under the sticks for try number 2. But nevertheless, Marr now are in possession 5 metres from the Hawick line, looking to exit once again. Hawick were looking not to concede a penalty as they did a few minutes ago in a similar situation. This time Baird doesn't go at the box, he tries to send it long, but he's not found touch. So Hawick, Charlie Welsh it is, and Charlie Welsh is beating the first man. Scragged by the jersey, but round the corner comes Armstrong. Armstrong's got Jay Linton for support. Linton loitering in the wide channels where he can do so much damage. Sean Muir it is who takes it in, goes route 1. Hawick now just outside the Marr 22, but it's been dropped by Nicky Little. So once again Marr will look to clear the lines. Goes back to Connor Bickerstaff, and he's the latest to try a little chip over the top. That's bounced into a Hawick hand. So back it is now with Ronan McKean, possibly his first involvement in the game for McKean, and good harrying again there by Sturgeon, and there's another knock on there by Hawick right on halfway, and Stuart, that's good defence from the men in purple.
Really good defence by Marr. You can just see the line speed coming up and putting the pressure on Hawick. Nicky Little, unlike him, dropping the ball.
Hawick coaches looking on with interest, as is Fraser Rennick. He looks like a man that's itching to be out there, the injured hooker. He'd be in his element in the middle of that scrum. We've got a wee bit of a shunt on, but yeah, it's picked up swiftly by Blair Jardine, and it's fed out to the Marr backs, and Jake Jacobson sends it down the Mansfield Park to Welsh. That's Charlie Welsh. He's returned it to the 22, but comfortable enough for Ingles. Ingles takes it out with the 22 and sends it down the middle of the field, and Kirkford is right underneath this, and Ford looks like he's going to have a run back. He feeds it out to Brunton. Brunton goes to McKean. McKean's got Mitchell outside him, takes a couple of Marr players to haul the big winger down. Of course, the scorer of arguably the most famous try ever seen here at Mansfield, last season's Premiership final against Currie. Big crowd on that occasion, and there's a big crowd here at Mansfield today as well. And Hawick, again, a wee bit of indecision in the play. It's not gone forward, but Stuart Graham, as he's done on more than one occasion this afternoon, has had to mop things up and straighten things out. Now it goes to Sean Muir again, and Sean Muir again up towards halfway, takes a couple of Marr players to drag him down. Now Hawick again out the backs, flat pass there, far too flat by Lee Armstrong. It's gone forward, but there was an advantage being played from a Hawick perspective, the penalty advantage at that, so they're possibly going to get away with just a little bit more sloppy play there, Stuart. It's very unlike them. Yeah,
it's really unlike Hawick here. They're just getting put under pressure, and passes are going behind, they're knocking balls on.
Kirkford, but if anybody's going to get it, you'd imagine it'll be him. So strikes it, and he's given it a decent clout. It's heading towards the post, and would you believe it, it lands on the bar and flops over, and it was a brave decision to go for the post, but that decision's been vindicated. Kirkford extends Hawick's lead to Hawick 10, Marr 6. A little bit more daylight between the teams in what's been a pretty even first half, and again Stuart Graham mops things up, but it's been stolen by a Marr player. That's Blair Jardine. That's great play in the breakdown there. Great piece of scavenging by the ex-Carrick man. So Marr now looking to attack here, 10 metres outside the Hawick 22, and there's another big carry in there by that man Blair Jardine. We spoke before about his battle with Jay Linton and how key that could be this afternoon. Colin Sturgeon fancies a dart just about to the 22. But Hawick, now the latest to concede a penalty, and make that their 5th of the afternoon so far. Begins his run up, the ex-captain, strikes it well and makes no mistake, as you'd expect. Hawick 10, Marr 9. Spectators dotted around on the banking at the far side. So Ford sends it into the 22 and it's been allowed to bounce, and it's gone forward by Marr. Yet indecision in the Marr ranks. It was left, I think, by Blair Jardine for Scott Bickerstaff. McKean, the big winger, sitting directly behind his standoff Brunton at the moment. Just starting to nudge forward a wee bit, the Hawick scrum, and it's just getting up a little bit head of steam as well, and referee's arm is out as Jay Linton controls it at the base. So Hawick playing with an advantage here. Brunton sells a dummy, puts a little chip in, and that's going to be into the arms of a Marr player, so the referee's going to bring them back. Brunton was playing with a free ball, and that has hit its intended target in the middle of the line out, Dalton Redpath, and now the platform is set for Hawick. Marr have spun it right round, but Hawick still in possession here, still in control. It's Russell Anderson now who's peeled off. He's got a wee bit isolated, Anderson, but the support comes round. Lightfoot's at the base. Lightfoot goes out to Stuart Graham, who cuts back in field, still in and around the 5 metre line. And there's a big carry there from Sean Muir, who came at pace, and the referee's arm is out again. So Hawick gambling with house money once again. There's Redpath's well tackled there. Lightfoot, Brunton's got Hawick. It was Mitchell coming at pace. Now Redpath's come round the corner again, still playing with a free ball. Lightfoot goes to Brunton. Brunton's looking for runners, found one in the shape of Kirkford, up towards the line. Kirkford, and he offloads to Charlie Welsh, and Charlie Welsh still piling towards the line, using his bulk. Ford's going to play scrum half here, goes to Sean Muir. This is Sean Muir territory, tries to twist out of the contact, but he's held up short. So Hawick coming again. Brunton out to Armstrong with a flat pass out to Mitchell. Mitchell beats the first man, feeds it to Jay Linton. Jay Linton tackled by his opposite number, Blair Jardine. Try saving effort there, number 8 on number 8. Here they come again, Hawick, this time in the shape of Nicky Little, the latest Hawick forward to run hard into the collision. Brunton again, Brunton with a long looping pass, this time out to Callum Rennick, was back in field. He's going to need support. Armstrong's in there to help. Muir plays scrum half, and not where he's accustomed to Sean Muir. It wasn't the best pass, but the penalty has come Hawick's way. Hawick looking to get the shunt on here. Linton's got it at the base, but Lightfoot takes it. Lightfoot has Lee Armstrong coming hard. Lightfoot again, again the pass goes loose. It's gone backwards, but no, a Marr player has got a boot to it and fly hacked it down towards the 10 metre line. So Hawick have lost 30 to 35 metres there, and are going to have to rebuild from a much deeper position. Jay Linton has just sat a Marr player on his backside. That was Gregor Paxton. He's not the first Paxton, he won't be the last, but that's again resolute defence in there by another Marr player on but a bit of space has opened up for Dalton Redpath, and Dalton Redpath's up and into 22. He's looking for support, he's found it from his scrum half. That's Lightfoot. Hawick now back into 22. First carry for Graham, that's Ross Graham on now with his brother Stuart. Marr have slowed this down, so it's back with Brunton again. Brunton puts through a grubber, and there's a race on here. Did a Marr player touch it down? Again, a chance goes a begging. Stuart, was that the right option?
I'm not sure it was the right option, to be honest. I think if they've kept that in the hands, went through another couple of phases, Marr were really stretched on the way back. They had a few front 5 players in amongst the posts, marking up against the likes of Lee Armstrong, etc. So
as Marr take the drop out from behind their own line, it goes to Kirkford. Kirkford goes in field to Lee Armstrong takes it up towards the Marr 10 metre line, goes to ground, the support comes in and it's set back for Lightfoot. He goes to Linton this time. Linton's got Sutherland senses a bit of space over on that far side, and Hawick have made 3 or 4 metres there. Lightfoot looking for options. Find Radpath again. It was his break who took Hawick up and into that most recent attacking phase, and there's another free ball coming for Hawick here. There's an advantage being played, the penalty advantage, and Brunton has it in the contact. He just looks at the referee and says, yeah, I've had enough, we'll have the penalty, thank you very much. Ford eyeing up the posts, begins the run up, strikes it, over it goes. The crowd are happy. Looks like Ben Scott is on for Hawick, his second game in the green jersey for the youngster, and there was a kick that was almost gathered in by the onrushing Ronan McKean, and if he'd managed to catch that, there was a situation on there, but it was spilled forward, so Marr is now in possession just outside the Hawick 10 metre line, their first possession of any kind in this second half with 11 minutes gone, and it's their top performer for me this afternoon so far, Blair Jardine, the latest to take it into contact, but the referee's deemed that there's been a knock on in there, so it's going to come back on the Hawick side. Scott to his captain, Sean Muir. Sean Muir puts the head down and rumbles forward. Scott again at the base. Now it's out to Lee Armstrong again. Armstrong's sensed a bit of space for Kirkford, and Kirkford's put one over the top here for Ronan McKean, but it was well covered. All Hawick so far in this second half, they've come out the sheds full of intent, full of purpose, as they look to secure what would be a hugely important victory in the context of this season, the battle for playoff places. And the line-out's taken, and again it's the Graham 1-2, Ross to Stuart, and they try to drive a maul here, but it's gone to ground, so Ross Graham it is that picks up and goes, and they're up and in inside the 5 metre line now. Ben Scott looks one way, then another, fires it out to Stuart Graham. He's been hugely industrious this afternoon, Graham, and he's stolen another metre, and he sets the platform again for Ben Scott. Ben Scott, this time it goes to Ross Graham, but Scott's round, and Scott again looks for runners. Armstrong, and Armstrong's pass was dropped there by Kyle Brunton, and Marr now with a chance to clear their lines. The kick was charged down though, and they're still playing with advantage, it would seem here. Marr still inside their own 22, and it's been set up on that far side, but no, the referee's going to bring them back, and as we've said on more than one occasion this afternoon, Stuart, the Hawick chances keep going a-begging.
Yeah, there's another one in the 22, and it's just that accuracy of pass between, and most of the time it's from Kyle Brunton to Lee Armstrong.
Hawick line out has been won. Now it's Dalton Radpath, big handoff by Radpath on the first Marr player, but he's scragged by a second, but he manages to set it up. Scott has got Sean Muir, takes a couple of Marr defenders to drag him down, and he presents it beautifully. Now Ross Graham, strong carry by him, he's been busy since he came on. Hawick now inside the Marr half, and it's a wraparound again. This time they do bring Mitchell in, but he's pretty well marshalled there. Charlie Welsh tries to create a wee bit of space by going in the outside of Blair Jardine, but Jardine scrags him by the jersey and drags him to the ground. Scott again to Muir tips it on to Sutherland. Hawick now up and in and around the Marr 22. Brunton again. Brunton's got Callum Rennick coming at pace this time. Hard and straight by Rennick. Scott, he's been busy since he came on. Armstrong out to Mitchell this time, and Mitchell's created a wee bit of space for Stuart Graham, and he's the latest Hawick player to spill a pass that he should have taken. To compound Marr's woes in this second half, they've missed touch, so here come Hawick again. Ford hoofs it into Marr territory, the Marr 22, and there's a bounce of a rugby ball again. He's evaded the Marr cover, and Ronan McKean feeds out to Jay Linton here. Jay Linton's one-on-one. Jay Linton comes back inside, and he tried to feed a Hawick player, but it was only a Marr player that was in support. So in the Hawick, that's been taken in by Dalton Radpath at the front. They've played it safe there, Hawick, and they're trying to controlling it at the back is the replacement hooker Ross Graham. Ross Graham's broken off and gone here. got a wee bit isolated, so Ben Scott has to come in, and rather than play scrum half, he has to help out, and Hawick player does come in and play scrum half and feeds it to Sean Muir. Sean Muir, umpteen carries for him this afternoon. A little sniping break there for this replacement scrum half. There's a free ball coming for Hawick here. They're about a metre or so short. It was Ben Scott with a little half break there as they inch towards the line in front of what is a sizable crowd at the far end that have come out of the bar, and they've come out of the bar to see a Hawick try. And Stuart, you have to say it's been coming.
Yeah, it's definitely been coming. Hawick there just using their big men up front, going to the maul. Oh, and we've got a bit of afters here.
There's a bit of afters there. Certainly Connor Sutherland is the Hawick player involved in what is a shirt pulling, pushing and shoving session. Verbals being exchanged. Oh, and they're still at Andrew Mitchell now's got a hold of Blair Jardine. The try's been scored regardless here. And yeah, this is all panning out in front of those punters at the bar end, who are quite enjoying what they're seeing there, Stuart.
Yeah, definitely. It's probably not the best place for Marr to start a fight in front of the Hawick supporters that have all got a pint in their hand. But
as you can probably hear, the try is warmed the cockles of the Hawick supporters in the stand as well, who have just gone up a couple of octaves volume-wise. Referees having a chat with the two captains.
No more of that. You know that's what's happening. But listen, honestly, have a word.
One thing from me, Sam, can you watch your tackle slipping up now? I know you're watching us, who don't know last, but they're getting a bit high as well now.
Sean Muir there, canny stuff from the captain, just reminding the referee David Young that there are two teams in the game and that the other one might be slipping a bit high with the tackles as well. And in all of that, I can tell you that it was actually Sean Muir, the Hawick captain, who scored the try, so he's up to 6 for the season from 11 games. Quite the strike rate for a prop. 12 minutes to go. It's Hawick 18, Marr 9. Kirkford conversion attempt to come just inside the 15-metre line here, just outside the 22. Crowd falls silent. Ford struck it, and he's pulled it to the left of the upright, so it remains 18 points to 9. And Marr, a chance here in what has been literally their only foray into the Hawick half in this second half, and the line out comes in, and that doesn't look down the middle to me, but a long way away, and the drive's coming on. It's up towards the line on Hawick. Hawick players got in there and stole it. That is remarkable work, and it's the substitute Fraser Wilson. He had no right to take that, but what wonderful play by the youngster, and he's won a watch for his team there. On has been charged down the clearance though, and flopped on by a Hawick player over the line, but the penalty's been awarded to Hawick, and another 10 metres has been conceded as well. A bit of chit chat there. Yeah, the referee gives what you'd call the international sign of a bit of back chat.
I never called it was out, so
yeah, having a word with one of the Marr players. Kirkford grinning ear to ear, and it's going to be he who's going to try and relieve the pressure, the only bit of pressure that Hawick have experienced in this second half. Decent nudge by Ford up to halfway, and if Marr are going to do something in this game, if they're going to have a chance of victory, they need to do something fairly swiftly, and that's been palmed back off the top, and it's turned out a decent enough ball from the line out. Sturgeon comes out to the outside centre. Paxton, been pretty quiet in the game so far. Paxton, they've not had much ball to speak of, and the other Baird's on at scrum half now. Robbie Baird, the youngster, no relation to his namesake. Marr now 5 metres outside the Hawick 22. Jacobson comes back on the cut, gives it back to Baird. Baird has to take it into the traffic himself. There's a Hawick player over there. The referees deemed that is another penalty against Hawick, so it's going to be a Marr penalty. Bit of movement in the middle of the line out, and it's been somehow found its way back. It didn't go to the intended recipient, but Marr have got the ball, and it's Baird at the base. Baird goes to David Andrew, the second row, looking to dent this Hawick defence that's been resolute so far this afternoon. Marr not really looked like scoring so far, and that was Sturgeon to Connor Bickerstaff coming on the crash, and again he's hit on the gain line. There's just a wee bit more afters happening there. Stuart Graham involved, not for the first time in his career, but he's back in the defensive line now, and it's Marr now inside the 22. Connor Bickerstaff, hand off to the face of Connor Sutherland, but perfectly legal. So Baird at the base of this one, and they're just creeping forward, Marr. But Hawick have caught them behind the gain line there, so they're going to have to recycle it. Marr, and here they come again. Oh, that's a big double tackle on the Marr player there. Takes play back at width the 22, but good hands. David Andrew takes it back into the 22, and they're maybe 15, 12 metres maybe from the Hawick line now. That was a decent half break by the second row. Now it's Jardine. Jardine's dragged to ground. Here come Marr, and it's a crash ball there, and they're up towards the 5 metre line. The first decent passage of play really in this second half, it has to be said, and Callum Folan's on as well, the ex-Melrose man. He's the latest forward to take it up. Baird to Sturgeon. Sturgeon, one of the Marr runners there, tackled, so there's a snipe on for Scott Bickerstaff, but he's ankle tapped and goes to ground. Baird to the prop, Brandon Sweet, the ex-Dorking and Boroughmuir Super Series man. Baird again to the other prop, Ali Rogers, another with Super Series experience. Oh, and it's been fumbled, dropped indeed by Marr, but they were playing with a free ball, so say David Young. So another penalty for Marr. We await the mark. It's certainly going to be 10 metres from the Hawick line. Marr, in all of that, or after all of that, decided to take it quickly. Scott Bickerstaff stuck it up the jumper and went himself, but he was driven back in the tackle, and there's more afters happening there this time between Scott Bickerstaff and Ross Graham. Never far away, Graham, and another big tackle by a Hawick player has driven another Marr player back. So Marr a wee bit in reverse here. They didn't go to the corner with a penalty, nor did they take the 3 points that were offered that would have got them a bonus point as things stands at the moment. And again a double tackle by Hawick, this time on Callum Folan. So Marr now back outside the 22 when they were 5 metres from the Hawick line with a penalty, and again the Hawick players fly into the tackle. One of those is Jay Linton. Double tackles all over the place at the moment. Marr now find themselves 10 metres outside the 22, but there's a penalty coming their way. More indiscipline from Hawick there. So Marr looking to build time against them here. Graham Dick, the substitute prop, is on for Marr. That's a loose ball there, it's gone to ground. Wee bit indecision by Sturgeon. Now the penalties have been racking up against Hawick here.
You've tackled him without the ball, too many.
The victim of a yellow card. Marr have been awarded the penalty. Sturgeon begins the run up. Looks decent enough from here, and the flags go up. So Hawick with an embarrassment of riches. Normally hooker are looking a wee bit more threadbare now. Kirkford's gone along with that, as you'd expect at this stage in proceedings, taken in by Scott Bickerstaff. Scott Bickerstaff again, more strong defence by Hawick. I think that was Connor Sutherland. Yeah, Connor Sutherland, big tackle. There's been some big shots put in by Hawick players in the last 3 or 4 minutes. But in amongst it all, Marr have got the penalty, which as it stands at the moment would see them leave with a bonus. Now that's not the best clearance by young Robbie Baird. I would imagine Marr be pretty happy to leave with a point, to be honest, because they've not been in this game at all in the second half, particularly in an attacking sense, and Hawick have won the line out. So the driving maul is set up. Graham at the back. The prop, Brandon Sweet, comes in to try and disrupt it, and I did think he'd come in from the side, and the penalty's coming to Hawick, but a really good half break's been made there by Connor Sutherland, and again another Marr indiscretion, and again there's afters here. Who's involved in that yet? Ross Graham again. Wouldn't have got particularly long odds on that. He's having words with Brandon Sweet, the 2 front rowers. Kirkford begins the run up. Struck it well. It doesn't need me to tell you what the outcome of that is, because that has dissected the uprights. The crowd are happy. Ian Hurd, the assistant referee on that far side, taken reasonably quickly, taken without the need to lift and jump, and again another strong tackle there on Ali Rogers. but a penalty's been awarded against Hawick here. Now let's see what the referee.
He's on him. I'm down. Raw. Go.
And another yellow card has been issued against Ross Graham. Sturgeon begins his run up. Looks decent enough from here, and the assistant referees agree. And as the kick goes over the bar and the referee has brought it to a close, it is Hawick that emerge the victors in this top of the table clash. It's finished here at Mansfield. Hawick 21, Marr 15.
Delighted with 4 points. You says before the game it was win at all costs, a top of the table clash, and happy with the win, but the performance could have been better. I think people watching will see we've left a lot out there. There was a lot of missed opportunities, especially in the second half. We must have dominated territory and possession massively, so there's things to work on, but you can't grumble beating a side like Marr at home.
And I was going to say, you admitted there you've potentially not played your best, but you've beaten your closest rivals as far as the title's concerned, and that's kind of what champion teams do.
Exactly, you need to win these big games. We lost up there, so we knew we had to even the score down here, and look, they're a big physical side. There'll be some sore bodies tomorrow, but like I say, it's 4 points on the board.
And Marr, of course, they do leave with a point, having seldom entered into your own half for lengthy periods in the game. Does that stick in the craw a wee bit?
Aye, it does. If I'm honest, without sounding disrespectful, it didn't really look like scoring. I think there was one stage in the second half, they tapped penalty and we retained them 5 metres, we retained them 40 metres back. Our defence was outstanding, led by Connor Sutherland. I thought he was immense today. Some of the shots he was putting in was frightening. I'm glad he's in my team, I'll say that. But look, them getting a point's disappointing, but it's not the end of the world. We've got another win.